absolutely devastated about that because they were so good in the game. Of course, you've got to play to the last seconds and they'll be frustrated about the way they defended that because Everton really, all they had at the end there was a little bit of huff and puff. They got the ball forward, got a few balls into the box. Beto, fair play to him to come in, and it's a good sub from the manager. Another theme of today, by the way, isn't it? Yeah, subs coming in and having impact, creating and scoring goals. So they got the point, but my goodness, Fulham were the much better team in my opinion. Maybe should have tried a little harder to kill them off, but Everton stayed in the game and got their rewards.
Agree with that? Fulham the better team?
Yeah, I think so. I think overall, I think it was a little bit of panic towards the end from them just to concede the goal, and that sometimes happens. You're so close, and you do things you don't normally do. They would not normally drop to the 6-yard box when a cross is coming in from the right. They would hold their positions, but you think, do you know what? Safety, let's get back, and that's the worst thing you can do.
The competitiveness, we talked earlier on today about the day that we've seen in the Premier League. Another example of that today. And then also with subs, the competitiveness within teams and within squads as well. That's the theme, Robbie. Well,
it is for Beto now. He's going to be thinking he's going to play the next game. And all these subs that are coming into the match are having an impact. That makes it difficult for the managers. You know, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, with substitutes? Because I'm not sure I'm a big fan of the 5 subs. You know, there's so much that can change. And I said a little earlier in the season that it seems to be like 2 games. There's a game up to like 60, 70 minutes. Then there's another game.
And you have to win both.
Subs. And you have, yeah, and that's another situation that changes so much that you might give away goals. So that's all down to the coaches, I guess, now.
But that's surely what's creating these great finishes to games, because you're getting fresh players coming on. You know, not that long ago you were getting tired and everyone was getting tired together. Now it's about the managers being able to work out where the weaknesses are. He's looking a bit tired on the opposition. Let's put a winger on. Let's do this. So it's got so much more tactical over the last decade or so because of that.
It's not totally dissimilar to the Ollie Watkins, John Duran situation with Beto and Dominic Calvert-Lewin today, because Beto's come on and scored. So how does a manager deal with this? Looking into the next game, Beto will obviously want to start, but Calvert-Lewin is the #1 striker at the club. At what point do you say, you know what, Beto, you start?
Well, it'll go on figures. He'll be looking at the numbers, and obviously Duran will be going, well, my numbers are really up. That's numbers from him coming from the bench. When you can do that from the starting position, like Ollie Watkins has done, that's when you get your chance. And he'll probably hold a sub back a little bit and just say, do you know what, he'd probably be on the bench again, Beto. And just make him hungry enough. And it depends on the form of Calvert-Lewin as well. If he starts to dip because of that, thinking I'm under pressure, then, you know, that's part of his character he needs to work on. So it's about... The manager will be looking at that during training. How are you training? He's got his head down. He's not scoring goals. It might be a time to... So we don't see what goes on Monday to Friday. And that, for the manager, that's the window where he's looking at. Yes, the results at the end. But ultimately, that's what he'll base a lot of his decision-making on.
Just to let you know that Ashley Young, it looks like we are going to talk to him live very shortly in just a few minutes. Just to go on to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he is having a dip. He's had a dip for a while.
But at least he's playing. God, how much we wanted to see him playing. He was injured. He's had a lot of injury issues. At least he looks like he's fit and he's playing every single week. He's got 2 goals, 1 assist. So the goals...
Rob, so sorry. I'm going to interrupt you because we are joined... So sorry, Robbie. We're joined now live from the tunnel by Ashley Young. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us live on NBC. Robbie Mustoe, Lee Dixon, Rebecca Lowe here in the studio. Really appreciate your time. We felt here watching the final few minutes that a goal was coming. Is that how it felt to you guys?
Yeah, of course, we've got that never say die attitude, and you know, we knew putting the ball in the box, putting Keane up as a striker, we knew we had to play off the bits, and you know, we got Keane and Beto in the box. You know, the boys that can put the ball in the box is, you know, I gambled to get in at the back post to, you know, try and fire something back across goal, and you know, Beto was there to head it in.
Ashley, Lee Dixon, how are you? Congratulations.
Not too bad, thank you. Cheers.
Good. What were you particularly pleased with your own performance today?
You know, I'm in a team to do a job to, you know, give that experience in the team and, you know, get on the ball and play passes forward and, you know, shore up the defence. And like I say, we were slightly disappointed, to be honest, after the game with the goal that we conceded in the manner that we conceded it. But, you know, with the fight and the team spirit that we got here, we know that, you know, we go to the 95th minute like we always do, and we knew we was going to create a chance. It was just to be able to get on the end of it and score it.
Hi, Ashley. Robbie Mustoe here. Just another question for you. So, Fulham played really, really well. Is it frustrating when you're in that Everton team and you're playing at home, you want to get on the front foot? How frustrating was it to see Fulham having much possession of the ball and you couldn't really build a head of steam in that first half, particularly?
Do you know, I think we've given up possession quite a bit this season. You see the way that we've gone about our job, and we've given up possession. And we knew that at times that Fulham would have a lot of possession. It's about staying in shape and staying focused as a team. No one jumping out of our shape and letting the balls come through the middle. So we wanted them to go wide, and that's exactly what we did. We always like to say that we gave them probably a lot of possession, but we've got that attitude where we can give other teams the possession, and when we get the chances to create and get in the box, then that's when we hit the team.
Ashley, final question. We saw Beto coming off at the end there. He looked like he was crying. There did look like there were tears. He had his shirt over his head as well. An emotional kind of guy. Can you give us an insight into his character?
I think he's just, he's got a long run out without a goal, and he's always one of them players where he wants to get on the score sheet. He's a striker, and you know what strikers are like. They're selfish. They want to score goals, but for him to come on the pitch, I don't think he's played a lot of football this season, but when he gets his chance, he wants to get in the box, and he causes defences all sorts of problems, and we know he can do that. And as soon as he gets a chance to score, I'm just thankful that it was his head that was there to score it.
Absolutely. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us on NBC. We really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Brilliant stuff having Ashley Young there live from the tunnel at Goodison Park. Robbie, I'll come back to you because you were talking about Dominic Calvert-Lewin before we spoke there to Ashley.
Yeah.
Just finish your point.
No, I just think whilst you've got a fit Dominic Calvert-Lewin, it's got to be very tempting to play him most weeks. Beto's had a good run before. I didn't really do it on a consistent basis. So I think Calvert-Lewin will continue to try and play himself into his best form. Just before I forget, what a pro he is, by the way, Ashley Young. 39 years of age, gets on it. Sean Dyche was saying in his press conference that he just gets on with it. He's ready to go every day, doesn't do anything fancy, just goes and trains. And hasn't always had the most amazing time at Everton. There's a few mistakes that blew up a little bit, but what a reliable, good pro, mostly fit, does a really good job.
At 39 years of age, to be playing the whole game of a Premier League match, how hard is that?
Incredible, because I retired at 38, but my last season I was hanging on. I played about 7 games or 10 games or whatever it was. I couldn't play. Lauren had taken over. It's the training, it's the Monday to Friday training. You get adrenaline in your veins on a match day and you don't really feel anything until the final whistle goes, and then all of a sudden your body falls apart. But it's the training Monday to Friday that's the hard thing, and fair play to him. 39 is incredible.
He's got Iwobi against him. He's got Emil Smith-Rowe kind of playing on that side. Those young, quick...
I saw him at the Euros in Germany, and he's fit as. He was standing in front of me, and I was like, oh, put my coat on. He just looked amazing.
Fit as means really fit, by the way. Let's take you live back then to Goodison Park. Graham Lasso alongside featured jury as Graham shakes his head. Really interesting.
Well, there's no way he retired at 38, Lee. I know he retired at 38, but he stopped playing about 34.
I won 3 medals after 34, mate. Oh no!
The medals, Graham. Chaps,
that means I've won.
What's happening now is I'm going and I'll leave you to it.
Peter, let's you and I chat. We just heard from Ashley Young there, which was really interesting, especially when he said that they were really disappointed at the end of the game.
Well, he is a great pro, as you've all been saying. He really is. And, 40 next year, absolutely remarkable. But he, of course, made that equaliser, getting forward and cushioning such a poised volley onto the head of Beto, which gets forgotten in the chaos. But on the subject of chaos, from Fulham's perspective, defensively, they had, as we indicated, just thrown on a third centre-half, 5 at the back. They'd made a change. To what extent does chaos override that attempt at last-minute organisation?
Well, it's cause and effect, isn't it? Obviously, Everton were throwing the ball forwards. Michael Keane had gone as a second centre-forward with Beto, so the ball was going longer. Marco Silva, on the reacting to that, decides to bring on another centre-back. That invites more pressure, and the outlet went for Fulham. So that sort of dropping deeper and deeper. Lee said it, looking at the highlights, that Fulham would just got a bit deeper. That comes with fatigue, with holding on, with giving up some of that creativity. And Everton capitalised. It was a bit of quality. It suited the way they were playing at that point to sort of keep getting the ball forwards. And it's that switch of play, too young, that then it was a lovely ball back across, and Beto was fresh and alert to finish.
Because I think we all felt, both sides of the Atlantic, that Fulham were the more poised side, weren't they? They looked at times a really together, beautifully coached football team.
Yeah, they played some terrific football. The movement ahead of the ball was excellent, the interchange of positions, and that has to be really well coached. and the players have to believe in it, so that the move triggers the pass that triggers the next move, and it's this flow through the pitch. Iwobi was central to everything that Fulham did. His link up with Smith Rowe in particular, I thought was exceptional, and they looked really, really comfortable until that final 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely so. But in those final 5-10 minutes, of course, it all changed. Michael Keane went up to play centre forward alongside Beto, who got the goal, and we're going to hear from them both now down in the tunnel here at Goodison.
Michael, you eat that one out at the end.
Yeah, it was a tough game. I think Fulham had quite a lot of the ball. We struggled to really get a press on them and gain a lot of control, but obviously Beto comes on in the second half, and I end up going up top and just to try something different, really, because we didn't create much today, and thankfully the big man was there to put one away.
Yeah, it is needs must, but we saw Beto, you at the very end. I can see it in your eyes. How much did that goal mean to you?
It means too much for me, because I work hard, and even if I don't play, I still work hard. I put my head up every week, every day. I want to improve, to be better, and for me these goals mean too much, and to be able to help the team, for me it's emotional, you know, because it was hard. This last weeks were really difficult for me, but God helped me, so here I am today, happy, score a goal. We didn't win, but at least we took a point.
Yeah, Michael was saying it just wasn't your day today against Fulham performance-wise, but you could see just how much it meant, not just to you, the point, but to the supporters as well.
Yeah, for the supporters as well. They support me really much since the day I came here. They always screaming my name, Beto, 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 and just you as a player just want to pay back. So I always put in my mind, just be ready. The opportunity may come, and today come, and I'm happy to help the team, to help with the trophies.
Michael, I know that you've come to do this interview. You've got to go back into the dressing room. I should imagine the players will be shouting his name when you get back.
Oh yeah, everyone will be buzzing for him. Like he said himself, he works so hard, and he's had to be patient this season. It's tough. It was me last season. For a lot of it, sitting on the bench, I know what it feels like, and you've got to try and keep that focus, concentration, and like he's done, work hard every day. And when you get your chance, take it, and he's done that this evening.
Yeah, you took that chance, and that means this unbeaten run that you're on right now, that extends to 5.
Yeah, I think it was important to continue that, to keep the momentum going. We went at our best today, but to get a draw against a good Fulham team is a decent result in the end, and one we have to take.
Yeah, and a draw right at the very end, and when it comes to that, those are the things, the moments you crave for.
Yeah, it makes it feel a bit better when obviously you're 1 down and you equalise late on. Gives you a bit of a boost, and like I say, carries that momentum on to the next game, so hopefully we can keep it going.
Lastly, Beto, will you enjoy this one tonight?
Yeah, I will enjoy this one tonight, and me and the team, and tomorrow is day off, just thinking about day off. Yeah.
Tomorrow is a day off.
It's a day off.
Oh. All right, well, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think it's been fantastic the way that we've gone about our job in the last 4 or 5 games to go unbeaten. When we was leading a couple of games 2-0 and then throwing it away, it was disappointing. But I know what this team can give. I know what the character is in that dressing room, the togetherness that we've got. And I knew that we'd turn it around at some point. And I think it just shows, especially in today's game, that we gave up a lot of possession, but we knew that we was going to get a chance, and we just had to stick it away and at the right moment. And thankfully Beto was on the end of my pullback, and we got the draw.
Yeah, congratulations on the assist. You've got 3 assists this season. And talk to me about Beto as well, because he was very, very emotional, and I think he gave us a great insight into what it's like as a player. He said he works very, very hard off the pitch. It's just really great to see him getting his rewards today. Yeah,
of course it is. He's one of them players that works so hard, and he's not had many minutes this season, but when he gets his opportunity, he puts in the hard yards, he puts in the graft, and he's a striker. He wants to get in the box and he wants to score goals. Fantastic assist, by the way. He's one of them players. Everybody's delighted from the team. Absolutely delighted that when he comes on the pitch, he causes defences all sorts of problems, and you just see in the celebrations from him, how emotional he got.
Actually, you mentioned there it was a fantastic assist. Was it more about putting it in the areas? Was you purposely finding him, or just last couple of minutes put it in the right area?
No, of course I saw him. I picked him out.
There you go.
That's what Wright would have said anyway. No, it was one of them. You know, as a former wide man, you know when you get there, it's about putting the ball back across goal, and you know anything can happen. It can hit a defender. That can fall to your teammate. You know, I was just delighted to see Beto on the end of it and it going back of the net.
Ash, nice result. Don't need to drop any banter on me about. That's something I would have said, but in general, what was your tactics going into this game? Because it seems like you play completely different to previous games, but it looked like it upset the way Fulham played as well.
Yeah, of course. You know, we give up a lot of possession at times. You know, a lot of teams will say that we go back to front quite a bit. But, you know, that's a lot in the first few minutes. And first 5 or 10 minutes, we try to get the team on the back foot, and then we want to play. Like I say, we went into the second half, and you know, we wanted to turn them round straight away. And then, like I say, the spaces would open. And I think we was disappointed with the goal that went in. You know, I think Smith Rowe's run, you know, it could have been stopped early on, but you know, it wasn't meant to be. But we've always said we've got this character where, you know, we play 95 minutes because you know we always play added time now. So you know, we always go to the end. We've got that fighting spirit, that team spirit there is fantastic. The bond that we've got together as a team is great, and you know, we always know that if we're going to get a chance, so we've got to keep going right to the end. And like I say, luckily for us, we was able to get on the score sheet and get their point.
And you have a big opportunity to keep this unbeaten run going because you have Southampton up next. So what's the preparation this week going to be like for that one?
I think we'll enjoy our day off tomorrow. And then come back in on Monday and then start preparing for the Southampton game. You know, we've got games coming up now, thick and fast. You know, we've got points to get. So, you know, we'll be looking forward to, like I say, having that day off tomorrow and then starting again Monday.
Well, Ashley, enjoy your day off, and thanks for taking the time to speak to us.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. Oh, it's lovely to see how positive the players are and how positive he is as well, because there was a point, those opening 4 games of this Premier League season, we all remember it very well, where they were rock bottom of the Premier League table.
Yeah, they was, but like I said earlier in the show, that in many ways you could put it down to lack of concentration from them, and they would most probably hold their hands up on that. But they were creating a lot of chances throughout those games, and they just wasn't scoring them. And if you look at like today's game, they didn't necessarily create that much, but they got one that mattered when Beto puts it in. And that's kind of why I asked him, because I've seen him play, and I know they go a little bit direct, but they still at times played through the middle, and that's how O'Neill was getting in those positions where they're scoring. Whereas today it seemed like they was more focused on going direct, which almost upset Fulham's rhythm, because Fulham really didn't do much either in terms of what me and Karen were expected, like those Smith Rowe and Iwobi drive. That didn't happen until late on in the game. So they got a point, and if it's a tactic of Dyche's, in many ways, they might have left it late, but you could say well played, because like you said, they're unbeaten in 5 games still now. Yeah, which is a great turnaround for them. Well, let's talk about exactly how the game unravelled. We didn't think it was going to come in terms of the goals. We were praying for goals in the second half, and it did happen with Iwobi getting on the score sheet, Karen, and you know, scoring against his former club as well. But we thought it was going to go Fulham's way after this.
Yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant run from Smith Rowe. I think hopefully Ashley took his earpiece out so we won't hear him talk about the lack of tackle there. But look, it's a brilliant run from him, and you see it more from this angle now. He picks it up. There's no way he should be picking it up on the halfway line, going past 1, going past 2. That's a poor attempt. Again, poor attempt to try and break him down. He gets the pass off, and now the 2 centre-backs get out to him. He's driving in, the shot's going to open up, and I think it's disappointing from Pickford, because he's not like he's opened his hip up so he's going far side. He's going near post. So I actually think Pickford could see and do a little bit better with that. But the difference the second half of Fulham was those 2 picking the ball up, driving and going down the jugular, and it was a great finish, and you see it there, nice side foot, and that's why I think Pickford will be disappointed when he watches that back. And yeah, you don't have to worry about Ash taking the earpiece out, because he said it himself. In his interview, he said there was a few times where they thought they could have tackled him, but it ends up that way. And Everton, as they do, great play from a throw-in, work it out to the far side, and the cut back to set himself for the cross is a delightful cross. And Ash does what he does best in the final third, puts that ball in the box, and Beto's in the right place. And for me, it's a great header. It takes a slight deflection, but it goes in anyway, Karen. Yeah, it is a cushion now. Like Ashley said, he just puts it into a nice area, and it's a great header. But like you mentioned, they worked it from the throw in to the other side and back again, where Ashley put it into that area and Beto headed it, which meant Fulham were really stretched from moving it side to side, and that's why openings like that for Beto can happen, because the defence were pulled apart. Even if it's a little bit, they're pulled apart, and as he mentioned, he was emotional, he's had to bide his time, comes on and gets that header, and that's great for the fans to see his reaction, because he shows he cares.
Yeah,
it was a big moment.
You want to see that heart, you want to see that emotion, and we are actually now going to go back to the ground, and we have Alex Iwobi joining us live. Hi, thank you for joining us in the Matchday Live studio. It's Seema speaking here. So talk us through your goal then, Alex.
When Emil got the ball, I knew that he has the ability to take on players and drive past players. So when I see that he was doing so, I just made sure I was hanging back to be an option. And then when he gave me the ball, I started to drive myself, and the goal was in front of me. So it was all about remaining composed and hitting the target, which I was able to do.
And of course, adding to that, scoring against your former club, Everton, and actually the last goal that you'll be scoring at Goodison Park, of course, because things will change from next season.
Yeah, I mean, it's that bittersweet feeling. It's a bittersweet feeling to obviously score my last game at Goodison Park. It was nice to always get a goal, even if it's against a team that I used to play for. But I always have love for them and I always have respect for them, hence I did celebrate like that.
We did notice that, didn't we?
Alex, in the second half, did the manager say to you, I want you to pick up and just drive the ball with more? Because you and Smith Rowe just seemed to be more like super direct and taking people on, and Everton couldn't cope with you.
It is something that we worked on in training. I mean, if no one's approaching us and there's space in front of us, just to literally take the team up the pitch, and it's something that me and Emil do really well. So he has spoke to us. He told me in training, if I get the opportunity to play midfield again, or if it's out wide, just try to take the team up as much as we can, because we knew that we were going to get on the ball a bit more than them, but it's just trying to hurt them, not just with our passes, but with taking the ball up the pitch and driving with the ball.
Alex, congratulations on your goal. You see, when you get into that position in the box, because from where we was watching it, that's the only option we saw was for you to put it in that near post. Was there anything else on, or was that the play that you had in front of you?
I don't want to give it away, but it's something I do really well in training, and like it's sort of like my specialty, like try to give the keeper the eyes. So I didn't even look at the far post. When I was driving, I just knew that I was always going to aim for near post, and I think Jordan knows that as well. So after the game, he started bantering me about it.
Alex, yeah, I think you've given it away. I think people now know. If you're trying to keep it on the DL, I think they might have saw it now, mate. But it's a great finish, though.
Oh, thank you.
And just before we let you go, Alex, what are Fulham's overall ambitions for this season? I know it was they were 13th this time last season. You're now 10th in the table. What can Fulham achieve?
Obviously, we're deeply disappointed because we didn't get the 3 points that we wanted. But with the sort of players, the ability we have, and we see that every day in training, we just keep saying that the performance, hopefully the results match it soon. So we're not going to stay too down. We're going to obviously rest, analyse and go again. And yeah, we're very ambitious. We're trying to compete in Europe. We feel like we've got the players to do so, but we're taking it step by step. So that's the aim.
Well, thank you for taking the time to speak to us, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too.
You must be incredibly disappointed the way that match finished.
Yes, definitely. I think everyone that was here at Goodison or watched the game on TV at home has the same feeling that the best team was Fulham from the first minute until the last minutes of the game. Clear, we control all the game with the ball in our way, respecting the planning and what we wanted to the game, and clear we don't let them the chance to press ourselves. We start from the back and created a chance, and from, I think, great 30 minutes from ourselves from the start until the 30 minutes of the game. We balanced it a bit more, but nothing really from them. And we had 3-4 clear chances first half, and second half was the same story. Again, in this type of games, when you are so superior, so better than the opposition side, when you score the first, you should have killed the game, and we had the chances really to kill the game and to score the 2-0, and of course after it's going to be much more difficult for them. They reacted with central defenders that are up front and all that stuff. They put players to up front, long balls, and in one ball they were really lucky. That is the situation. Of course we should have defending better our box with the 3 central defenders to be more closer, Beto and Michael Keane in that moment inside the box. I think our central defense should be there closer to have an impact on them to control that situation, and the result was really unfair for my players. I think they commit themselves to the game, they commit themselves with the plan, and clear we were the better team on the pitch. With a big difference, I have to say, but unfortunately we didn't win the game.